must understand the politics of our community, and we must know what part politics play in our lives.
Questions about black voters, their disengagement, lack of information, and support or lack thereof for Democratic candidates have once again taken center stage as Democrats, Republicans, and independent candidates compete for this critical voting bloc. Will black voters abandon Democrats in this election, move historic numbers of votes toward the Republican nominee, or will they continue a decades-long trend of overperforming for Democratic candidates up and down the ballot? The stakes have never been higher for black America. Tune in to KBLA's new show, The Black Pack, hosted by veteran political strategist Adrian Shropshire, every Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. for a breakdown of the issues, rhetoric, polling, and more this election year. It's The Black Pack with Adrian Shropshire, Fridays from 4 to 6 p.m. exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Maybe I should go live on Instagram. They dancing back there. At least Miles is. Miles got to dance for every season. Look, we're expecting the Delphonics in the studio any minute. For those not familiar with the name, you know the music. This is one of those core groups of the 60s and 70s. And they have a really interesting history, which we'll get to delve into. And actually, they're still performing. So there's a Delphonics concert coming up right here in Lamert Park that you can tap into. But while we have this moment, I want to remind you, first of all, don't forget to hit me on the social media platforms. Let's talk about things. We need your support, too. It really makes a difference. So we're at KBLA 1580 on every platform. Like, subscribe, follow. We're there on YouTube. We're streaming right now. Maybe I'll go on IG just because it was kind of fun doing that yesterday. We're there on every platform, KBLA 1580. I am there. I'm even on TikTok now. What? Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Ariana and Simeon. That's the team here today. That you can find me at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio got a YouTube channel as well. Please subscribe and like us. And of course, I hope, I'm pretty sure by now you do, but I'm hoping that you have the KBLA app. I am hoping that you do because that makes us stronger. It gives us proof that we have a giant family and following with us. I also want to invite you, we were talking about it earlier today with Councilmember Curran Price, to the African Focus Goodwill Awards and induction ceremony. It's going to be at the Westin Los Angeles Airport, and it will be August 24th. Saturday starts at 5. I will be emceeing it, and we will see the induction by African families here in Los Angeles of African Americans to help, complete that that bond and hopefully to help heal the wounds of our enslavement. So it's a fun event. It's festive. You can wear your African gear, and we can hang out. Plus, a lot of the people that traveled with us, with me and Miles, to Kenya and traveled with us to Zanzibar will be there. So you can do a little bit of, you can see them coming into the studio if you're watching on YouTube. Brandon, if you could get your headphones on, that would be great because we're actually live on the air streaming, and the Delphonics have entered the building. So that's a beautiful thing. Welcome, welcome, welcome to KBLA. Welcome to Leimert Park. It's the Delphonics Experience featuring Norman Carter and Los Angeles-based tenor Cleveland Jones and New Orleans native baritone tenor vocalist Torrance Brannon Reese. Is a dynamic musical act, and they are going to be performing in Leimert Park this weekend at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center. Welcome to KBLA. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure. How about you?
Yeah, you guys are looking like you're ready to go on stage right now at 8 o'clock in the morning. How do you do that?
He is. I don't feel like that right now.
I know, it's early. It's early on musician time. This is like 2 in the morning your time, right?
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Eastern time or Pacific Standard Time.
Right.
But the Delphonics, I feel like, have a special meaning to Angelenos. I think about people, the Nate Doggs and the Snoop Doggs and people like that. This is one of the groups that's consistently on that West Coast cadre of hip hop legends on their favorites list. What do you think that is?
I'm amazed myself, to be honest with you, because there's so many groups that came up during that same era in the falsetto voice, like the Stylistics, the Moments, Blue Magic, But somehow, some way, I don't know what it is about the Delphonics. I remember when they were performing right here at the Total Experience back in the early 70s.
Oh, across the street from the station,
exactly.
there is a place.
Right.
I never was there, but it's now been purchased by a land trust.
Everybody came.
The Total Experience. That was
everybody.
the place to be.
Yeah, I saw Eddie Kendricks there from
Wow.
the Temptations,
Your favorite singer, right?
Right, but they just have a certain sound. William Hart's voice is so unique. It's different than anybody else's voice that I've heard. And the songs are very strong. I mean, when you say, "Didn't I blow your mind this time?"
Didn't I?
That's a statement. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not like Miles. Miles knows every old school group from here to eternity, right? I managed to be at radio stations my whole life, and somehow I lose name that tune every time. I don't know. I'm not a music historian. But it is a distinct sound, and it's also a kind of an emotional tenor.
La 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 means I love you. No matter who you are, what race you are, all they got to say is just sing the hook, la la la. They know, And they had quite a few hits, too. Quite a few. They weren't like a flyby group. Oh, yeah. Are you going to break your promise? Somebody loves you.
Yeah.
All beautiful song. When you get right down to this, isn't this moment? No, when you get right down to it, isn't this moment what it's all about?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're talking about it in past tense, Torre, partly because many of the original Delphonics members are not with us anymore, right?
Three of them.
Yeah, 3 of them, right. There's one still alive on the East Coast. That's Wilbur Hart.
Yeah, and that's the brother of William Hart. He's the one that sang the song called "Hey Love."
Yeah.
That was Wilbur, yeah.
Right. So what does it mean to keep that legacy alive? And well, go ahead and take that one, Torre.
For me, it's just a blessing, just when we're on stage and the audience is going crazy. It feels like what it must have felt like when he was 18, 19, going to the Apollo Theater.
Younger than that. I went there in 1960 when I was 12 and saw Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson.
Right. He tells me all these stories.
History. That's history.
He tells me all these stories. I'm jealous because I, wasn't old enough to be back there.
You
but
came along at a good time.
But it's just wonderful to be on stage and to feel the energy of the audience and to see the appreciation in young folks, particularly the Latino audience.
Exactly.
I have to say that.
Exactly.
The Latino audience is just, it's not oldies to them. It's current, it's contemporary. It's like,
you have three generations. You have the kids, you have their mother, and you have their grandmother. That's how the Latinos support this
and they all come
classic
to the
R&B
concerts.
old school. They do.
The family.
That's interesting. Can you come to your mic? You
I'm
gotta
sorry.
act like he's not even a singer.
Right.
Come on now, give the mic
All right.
some love.
Yeah,
Give the
right.
drummer some.
Right on.
So sorry. So I guess I have experienced that. I have a production company, and we got hired by a particular oldies station at one point to film an old school concert, and it was a sea of brown faces,
Right.
suited and booted.
Yeah. It's like a holiday to them, Yeah, we just did Stockton over the weekend, Stockton, California. That was a lot of fun. And before that, we were downtown.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? Pershing Square, just last week. And
that was free.
audience off the hook.
So everybody was there.
Oh yeah, you couldn't even move in there.
Do you think that we as Black Americans are not treasuring our musical
We're not. And I
history?
can tell you that right now. I have a friend who I've known for a long time. I've invited him to so many of these shows, and he never comes. Okay. What do you say about that?
We look at it as past tense, as like
Right.
when you say the word oldies,
Right.
It puts a certain perspective on it. It's like, oh, that was in the past. No, it's right now. People
Yeah.
need this music right now.
Were we more united back then, or is it, because I know, like talking to my friend Luis Rodriguez and some of the Latino folks that are older, they grew up with Black music.
Right.
And of course the younger generation has too, but there's less emphasis on that. Right. Whereas it was part of they took it in as part of their culture too. Right. And I imagine that when you went to see Eddie Kendrick or whoever you were going to see at the Total Experience, it was Black people and Latino people. I don't know, were there any white people there?
It was more Black.
It was more Black.
Yeah, it was a small percentage Latino.
Very small
I went
percent.
there a lot.
Right, okay.
Saw Teddy Pendergrass there. Teddy had just getting ready to blow up. He wasn't quite there yet, but he was on his way. You know. But everybody came total. I mean, that's just knowledge, total. Oh my God.
So it's us. It's Black people that have. Is it because we want what's new and shiny, or is it? What do you think it is?
We set the trends and then we follow trends and then we forget our history.
We set the trends, follow trends, forget our history, and then get mad when other people pick it up.
Get mad when other people
and then here, let me say this real quick. I'm gonna cut
no,
it
that's
no
all
more.
right.
A lot of the people, my Black friends that are my age, they don't go out anymore. They just don't go out.
Right.
I'll be 76 in 4 months. They do not go out at all. Okay.
Right. Well, you don't have to now. You can just stay on Netflix and Prime Video all day.
I mean, there's nothing like being there, though.
And
okay?
Amazon will deliver everything to your door, so you actually don't have to leave your house. But I'm kidding. We really should. I mean, if we want to be well-rounded, healthy, and in community, it's good to go outside sometimes.
Right. Well, you can't get that feeling and that vibe on Netflix. You got to go out, sweaty, in a sweat. You got to, you know what I'm saying? So,
not even if I get some, just turn on the heater and get some brown liquor.
You should be at the next concert. Huh?
Well, you know what? You know about the one we're doing on the 17th, right, with Blue Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a theater called the Vortex. I have to look it up. Because
Blue Magic. Okay, when we come forward after you look it up, we're going to find out about what's happening with Blue Magic, the Delphonics experience, and
then this
and me and you leaving the house. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, and also it's
a safe place to go live. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580. Tavis is like George and Wheezy. He's moving on up. Last year, Tavis was number 45 on the Talkers magazine list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. Wait for it. The 2024 list was recently released, and Tavis has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African-American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis, Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
Securing your firearms protects lives. Pick up your free gun safety lock at select LA County libraries and hospitals. Learn more about other gun safety measures you can take to keep our families and communities safe. Visit lacountygunsafety.org or call 1-833-540-0473 for more resources on gun safety. Together, we can save lives.
When you turn to the Employment Development Department, we'll help you get there. Whether it's support for you and your family while you find a new job, or the resources to focus on your recovery after illness or injury, we can help you move forward. From support while you bond with your newborn, to helping serve your family while your partner serves our country. Your EDD. We'll help you get there. For more information, visit edd.ca.gov.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Don't settle for bumps, ingrowns, and itch due to dry skin. Try Venus for pubic hair and skin, the razor and regimen specifically designed for your pubic area, featuring a razor with patented irritation defense bar and skincare regimen that is dermatologist and gynecologist tested. Venus helps protect your pubic skin from shave irritation. Discover the full regimen of products at GilletteVenus.com.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. The Delphonics experience is in the studio. It's kind of confusing. Many hits, huge legacy. But like many of our classic groups, you have different iterations performing. And, you know, it's like there's various iterations of the Temptations or the Whispers. And sometimes folks, it's confusing, like how do we know which one is the real one? In the case of the Delphonics, most of the original members are gone.
Right.
But you were explaining to me that William Hart, who was the guy that wrote most of the songs for the actual Delphonics group, is the one who discovered you.
I met him around 1970. They came to my high school in Norwalk, Connecticut. I moved out here in 75. I live in Hollywood. I was walking down Hollywood Boulevard. I ran into Wilbur Hart. I was like, hey, man, what's up? And he said, we're going to rehearsal. I said, well, can I come with you? This is real short. So I went with him. They were performing at a total experience. So I went to rehearsal. I got to meet them and became friends ever since. And that was 1975. And over the years, you know, every time they would come out, you know, I'm a groupie, I'd go see them. So he called me one day real quick and he said, listen, you know, my voice is, you know, it's deteriorating, so I want you to be a part of my group. Because by then, him and his brother had split up. So they had two
William
Delphonic
and Wilbur,
groups.
they're two brothers, both named Hart.
Right, William.
Both Delphonics.
Right. So he had me come and I joined the group. I did a few shows with him. Then he said, I tell you what, I don't want to travel no more, especially going to the West Coast. So I'm going to let you put together a couple other guys and you'll do the West Coast Delphonics. But then from there on, I was doing all over the country. So that's sort of how my situation
That's
started.
wild. So because he knew his voice was going, he
yeah.
brought you in and
Exactly.
mentored you into the group. And meanwhile, as you said, there's two different branches of Delphonics, one led by one brother, one led by the other brother. And they don't see eye to eye, but
And
they're
William
both
owned the right to the name, so nobody can use the name except him or whoever he chose
Which
to
was
use
you.
which was me, exactly.
So the name passed to you through William.
Through
Wilbur is the other brother, still living, but did not, since he was not granted the name, he doesn't perform under that
It's
name.
unfortunate that those kind of conflicts come up in groups, but it's really part of the tradition, you know. Like there's about 1,000 drifter groups, you know,
Really?
which is unfortunate because when we think of the drifters, we think of Clyde McFadden
and Benny King.
Yeah, and those,
guy.
those guys. You know, Temptations. There's only one original member left.
And you know, the
Otis.
last member of the Four Tops just died, so all of them are gone now.
Right. But it's about carrying on that legacy.
But
you
it
know?
happens, you know. This
Yeah,
is
it's part
gonna
of life.
happen.
Death
Of
is
course.
part of life, yeah.
I'm not gonna live forever.
But for fans, I think, it's interesting to hear this history and understand, okay, which Temptations, which Four Tops,
There's
which
only one
Whispers.
Temptation now, but
Right.
you got one guy who used to be with the Temps named Dennis Edwards.
Right.
He had his own. He was called, what is it?
Dennis Edwards Temptations.
Dennis Edwards, I think, in the Temptation Review or something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he's passed on.
Yeah.
Groups, when they originally start, it's one for all and all for one. As soon as they start making some money and success, there's turmoil in the group.
Yeah, it's funny.
Blue
My
Magic
former,
had two brothers in the group. They both split up and had their own group.
and they have two Blue Magics.
They had four at one time.
There were four Blue
Same
Magics.
thing with the Manhattans.
But two of them are dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same thing with the Manhattans. You got Gerald Austin, who's a friend of ours, who I grew up under. You know, as a young singer, I grew up opening for the Manhattans. And then there's another group because there was a guy who broke off who was an original guy and started his own Manhattans group. Both of them can use the name Manhattans
Those are
Gotcha.
usually adjudicated in court, right?
in court, right?
Or according to some record contract or something. Yeah, it is kind of sad, but it is part of life. I have a lot of friends that are musicians, and they always tell me the fastest way to break up a group is to get a hit record.
Oh, yeah. I just said that.
Yeah.
I've seen that
But
happen
yet-
to a group called Lakeside.
Yeah.
The one that did All the Way Live. I knew them before they made it.
Right.
And as soon as they had a hit, that's all she wrote. Wow.
Somebody's gonna get jealous, you know. Yeah, it's a part of our tradition, unfortunately,
Human nature.
in human nature. Yeah. Right.
So what is it? But yet here you are. I mean, you started hanging around the Delphonics, and then you said 1970 became part of the group by 70.
No, much later.
Much later, you
Yeah,
became
right.
part of the group.
I've been with the group about 28 years.
Okay, but you're
Yeah.
still performing.
Of course.
You don't get tired of it?
No, because if it had happened when I was a very young man, maybe I would have. But when I got the job, I was 48 years old, so I'm still excited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good
The
thing.
guys who've been around for, since they were young, it's not as exciting anymore. If you ask Otis Williams, only member left with the Temps, what more is there for him to see that he didn't already see in the 60s and the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like they just go to work. And that's
I mean, and also like a boxer who starts later, your voice has probably got a lot more miles on it too, right?
But I do have a lot more than the guys who are my age.
Yeah, that's what I'm
because
saying.
I wasn't out there.
Right. You
Didn't
haven't
drink,
run it down.
Didn't smoke. Didn't do no drugs.
Oh, you don't drink or smoke or
I
drink?
came up in the 60s. I'm probably the only person I know that didn't indulge in none of it. Okay. Then I used to get up every morning and go run 5 miles, 6 miles. So it paid off in some ways.
It absolutely
I've lost
does.
a little,
Really?
but I have enough left that the average person, it's good enough for them.
He has an authentic tenor, falsetto, soprano.
Eddie
Unlike
Kendricks.
many you would hear today, you don't hear much of that today. So,
Yeah, you're
he's
such a
Eddie Kendricks'
music aficionado, Tori.
He amazed me because he's, good 10, 15 years younger than me, but his knowledge go back to when I was listening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He and I had a 6-hour drive down from Stockton, and we listened to about 2 hours of Eddie Kendricks.
Oh, I mean, not Eddie, the Temptations.
Temptations.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
but it's Eddie, because that's his favorite.
Right, but you still.
You guys argue about music in the car while you're driving?
We
We don't argue. We just
because we
compare
understand
notes.
each other and we give each other room to
Right.
express their opinion and all of that,
Right.
And that's what I allow in the group. I want everybody to express themselves. Okay, It's my group, but I don't run it like I'm a leader, because he does better as far as dancing than I do, and the other guy, he knows harmony better than I do, but I can sing lead.
Right. He's
Everybody.
the leader.
Why Eddie Kendrick? We only got a minute here before news, traffic, and sports, but why is he the greatest?
Oh my God. Nobody sounds like him. Nobody. If you listen to him sing that song called I'm Gonna Make You Love Me, from the minute he said, how that song sound again? I'm gonna do all the things for you a girl wants a man to do. Oh, baby. I mean, this guy is ridiculous.
Yeah. His
all
tone.
these groups, Delphonics, Stylistic, Blue Magic Moments, they've all told me that was the man. Can't beat it. One of a kind.
He's the Jesus
One of a
figure
kind. One of a kind.
in that lineage.
Oh, Lord, you went there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to talk more about that, who are the greatest of all times. What's the legacy of the Delphonics? We got some shows coming up, one this weekend and one in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think 17th.
All that. The 17th of August. We'll touch on that. You're welcome in. You're always welcome in the conversation. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The accused Gilgo Beach serial killer is due back in court today on Long Island. It'll be Rex Heuermann's first court appearance since June 6th, when the New York City architect was charged with 2 more murders. That brings the total number to 6 women, mostly sex workers. Former President Donald Trump is coming to Illinois this week. His campaign says he's attending the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Chicago tomorrow. Trump will participate in a Q&A with political journalists. Items belonging to the late African-American NFL icon O.J. Simpson will be auctioned off to raise money to pay civil claims. In 1997, the families of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were awarded $33.5 million in a wrongful death lawsuit. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Hey DQ fans, the $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal will leave you and your wallet full. Grab a bacon cheeseburger and order of regular fries, a drink, and a sundae for a whole lot of happy. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The U.S. women's basketball team had no trouble at all in their first game in the Summer Olympics in Paris. They beat Japan by 26. 56 straight wins for the U.S. women in Olympic competition, a streak that started in 1992 in Barcelona. Asia Wilson had 24 points and 13 rebounds. Next game for the women's team is Saturday against Belgium. The U.S. men's basketball team is off until Wednesday. They have a second-round matchup against South Sudan. Simone Biles confirmed she will compete today in the women's gymnastic team finals. Biles suffered a mild calf strain on Sunday. Simone is trying to become the first gymnast in the world, male or female, to win 5 gold medals in the same Olympics. The Dodgers and Angels are back on the field tonight after a day off yesterday. The Dodgers are in San Diego. The Angels are at home against Colorado. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys. Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys?
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% APR on all 2024 Silverado 1500, Blazer EV, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Colorado models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment, 17.0%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/31/24.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Okay, I'm not waving at you because I'm showing you the Delphonics experience. They are in the studio with me this morning, and they are performing. Oh my goodness. Dinner and a concert August 4th from 6 to 9 at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center in Leimert Park, Africatown, USA. Also the 17th at the Vortex on East Olympic. They are performing. P&B Grandma says you're still in my top 10 playlist. I have your collected CD. Council member Curran Price is in the chat on Instagram.
What's up, Curran?
Instagram Live, DiPrima Radio. I'm also, of course, we're on YouTube, KBLA 1580. And we're just talking about the history of the Delphonics. The group is really fascinating, and you're sharing with us these various groups and the different configurations, and I find it really sort of awesome that you track everybody. You know, who's still performing, who's still with us, who's passed away, who wrote what songs, who's got what kind of vocal skills and abilities, all of that. It's really fun to hear it.
Well, I mean, it goes back. You know, the gospel groups were the predecessors to the doo-wop groups. And Eddie and all of those guys came out of the doo-wop era of the late 50s. Would that be correct, sir?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, you know, you had those, what they call bird groups, guys with the high voices. Make fatter, you know.
Falsetto.
Falsettos.
No, those guys are natural.
Right.
So what the song we just heard, of course, you'll be performing that. Didn't I blow your mind?
If you don't, they're going to throw a rock.
They won't let them off the stage.
They won't let you leave. But that original recording, you said that was Wilbur. And you were talking about his voice.
Right. Wilbur singing lead, and then his brother would do, like, whenever the high parts come in, you know. And I was just saying how smooth his voice was.
Yeah.
You know. I remember saying to him when I first met him, I said, man, you sound so cool singing that part. You know, just the way it flows, you know. They were special. They just had a different style. They didn't dance per se like the Temptation. They did like slide. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's part of the West Coast connection too.
Yeah,
you know, like it's just a little more smooth like that.
Yes,
want to slide. We don't want to be hopping around.
And then they wore capes. When I first saw them, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you all matadors? They're wearing capes."
I love capes.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
So what did it mean to you? I mean, that's a pretty big microphone to have passed to you, right? The man who wrote all these hits said, "You're the guy that's going to keep this going."
Yeah. I was so nervous at first because I had never sang on that level. Now, it's like just throwing me out there, okay? And we went to Richmond, Virginia, Dayton, Ohio, Auburn Hills, Michigan. We went to New York. I was nervous the whole time because I'm thinking, maybe they might not like me. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently they have, because 20 years later you're still doing it.
Well, you know, I had Major Harris, who at that time was one of the group members, and he helped me out a lot. He just told me, Norman, relax. Just relax. Don't do nothing else. When you finish singing, just step back and I'll speak.
Major Harris.
Yeah, right.
Major Harris had that huge hit.
He's the one that had a big hit called Love Won't Let Me Wait.
Yeah.
When he left the group.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm still like asking myself, is this real? Because it's been my childhood dream. And that was one of my favorite groups.
I mean, and this was really the result of you saying, "Can I tag along to a rehearsal?"
Yes.
And just sort of being a devoted follower of the group.
Yeah. As everybody else was.
When you were in that rehearsal, were you singing?
No, I just went there and sat and was just amazed. I'm like, I'm here with the Delphonics.
I mean, at what point did they say, "Hey, this dude can sing"?
They didn't know for a long time. A guy who was the guitar player in the group named Tyrone Peterson, I became friends with him. Okay. I didn't become friends with the Delphonics right away. I became friends with a member of the band.
Right.
Because the Delphonics had security around them. So after a few years went by, Tyrone said to William, "Hey, man, you ever heard Norman sing?" He said, "No, man, Norman ain't never sang around me." And I didn't. And he said, "Man, Tyrone told me you could sing. Let me hear you." Now, when I sing, I imitate Eddie Kendricks. So when he heard me, he said, "Man, you sound good. I never knew you sounded like that." That's how that started.
Wow.
And it still took a little while after that before this happened now.
Right. But that's pretty wild. And what does it mean to you as a member, Torre, of the next generation of vocalists, and you don't sing high at all?
Right. Well,
great lower register though. Great lower. You
put
gotta
some
have
bass on
register.
that name.
Yeah.
You gotta have that.
It's an honor. You know, it makes me feel good to be respected enough to be asked to be in this group. This is my second time in the group. We had Kwame Alexander, who passed away, who was a good friend of mine, who sings with me in a group called Street Corner Renaissance. So, you know, singing and being an artist was my first love. It was the first thing that I can remember doing. And so to be in a group that I read about and used to listen to the records. And then when we were on stage, people will come up and they'll say, "I grew up on your records." I say, "No, you grew up on their records like me. I grew up on their records." I'm the new guy in the group. But it's an honor. Sometimes I can't believe it, you know. And most people know me as an activist, you know.
Yeah.
So when they see me, I run into Danny Bakewell. You know, Bakewell was like, so we're going to be in
Well,
this
as
thing.
an activist who has
Yeah.
been instrumental in getting Malcolm X's name put on Crenshaw Boulevard,
ma'am.
who's mentors young people with your organization, Family Soul. And yeah, we do.
Yes.
We know you as a Leimert Park legend. Reminds me of my late friend Andre Eglejon, who everyone knew as a serious economist and activist, who also sang the Great American Songbook.
Wow, okay.
Lounges all over Florida. We got to be multifaceted, right?
We have to be. You have to be. I think of Paul Robeson, you know. You know, and so many others, you know. Then Marvin Gaye and Curtis Mayfield, people who were speaking beyond the music. Sam Cooke is my favorite of all time. And Sam Cooke was an activist.
Yeah, that's
and an
one of the reasons he
you know.
died too young.
There you go.
When you can you guys give me your top 5? Are there 4 under Eddie Kendricks?
Oh, you mean singers?
Yeah.
Tenor singers. You're talking about just singers, period.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, we're separating it now. We're not talking about the greatest singers. We're talking about the greatest falsetto, and then you have the greatest singer.
Okay, we can do that.
So one is a falsetto voice.
Okay.
The other one is a natural voice.
Okay, so who are the top falsettos?
Where you go after Eddie?
After Eddie?
Yeah.
I would go to Bill Kenny of the Ink Spots.
Bill Kenny of the
He's
Ink
going
Spots.
so far back to
I was
nobody
about
knows
to
who
say,
that is.
we all about to go look that
Come
up.
up to now, man. Come up to the people that they know.
I mean, this is an opportunity for them.
Okay, so you said Eddie
Right,
Kendrick,
but
Bill
okay,
Kenny.
all right,
Who's
okay.
next?
But that's your second.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's your second.
What's your second one?
For me, I think I would take, because I love the songs that he's recorded, the lead singer of the Stylistics, Russell Tompkins Jr.
Russell Tompkins.
He did Stop, Look, Listen, Bet You by Golly.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
You Can Make the World Go Round, Break Up to Make Up. That meant this guy had a plethora of great songs.
Yeah, and a really beautiful voice.
Right, so that'd be my second.
This could take
Did I do my
us off.
second yet?
No, you didn't. But you guys,
No,
we
we
may
did. We
not
said
get
Eddie
through
Kendrick,
these
right?
five. You said
we
Eddie
all
Kendrick.
agree on
Eddie
Eddie.
Kendrick was
It's
one,
number
so
one.
that was actually a
Yeah.
third.
Yeah. So my third would be, you don't want me to say Clyde because he was natural.
Yeah, because we talking about falsetto.
Are we talking about falsetto?
Yeah.
I'm
See-
learning
see how
so
he
much
breaks
right
this down?
now.
Well, you
Yeah, I
see,
didn't know.
it's a
It was such
totally
a huge
different-
distinction.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they sound
Okay,
different.
let me say this, okay? You've heard Peebo Bryson.
Of course.
One of the greatest voice ever. That's his natural voice. So I don't compare him to Eddie. Eddie is a different type of voice, equally as effective, but just two different kind of voice.
When you say it's not his natural voice, it's because he has to do something extra to get
No,
that.
a falsetto voice is a voice that you create. Your natural voice is what you're born with.
How you sound when you
That's
talk.
how you're born. That's
Right.
you're born with that voice.
Right.
And Peebo is, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she wants my.
All right, we're going to continue this when we
Yeah,
come
we can-
forward.
we can-
And I don't want to forget, you said we're going to talk about Blue Magic, too. All that coming up on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Thea Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada. Member FDIC.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you could just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how does Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
When you turn to the Employment Development Department, we'll help you get there. Whether it's support for you and your family while you find a new job, or the resources to focus on your recovery after illness or injury, we can help you move forward. From support while you bond with your newborn, to helping serve your family while your partner serves our country. Your EDD. We'll help you get there. For more information, visit edd.ca.gov.
Did you know one of the best investments you can make? It's in yourself. At My Computer Career, in just a few months, you can start your new career in the high-demand, recession-resistant field of information technology. Isn't it time you invest in you and start a career in networking, cybersecurity, AI, or upskill to boost your current IT career? So get the ROI you deserve at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Start now at mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
At Sherman, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Sherman, ultra soft on the party. Less is more, so roll it back, everybody. Sherman's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushion and clean, so our chicks feel fine. So what? Every booty wanna touch the sky.
Sherman Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Sherman.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week, Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
The conversation continues
Okay, I'm over.
with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
I'm over here talking to Instagram. She got my mic up. It's DiPrima Radio, by the way. We're streaming right now on IG with the Delphonics experience featuring Norman Carter, Mr. Carter himself, in the studio, along with our friend, who also happens to be a baritone tenor vocalist, Torre Brannon Reese. He's in about like 500 groups. He runs a nonprofit.
That's cool.
and a production company. But music saved your life. Okay, I don't know if we're going to make it through these top five. We might just have to stick to the falsettos, right?
Can I just say one?
Yes.
Reverend Claude Jeter of the Swan Silvertones is where Eddie was mostly inspired.
Reverend.
And I will challenge him on that.
Well, you can't challenge me because if I don't know, there is no challenge. You got to have equal balance, you know.
Reverend Claude Jeter. Yes, people should listen to him.
And you want to add one more to the list?
Okay, I'm going to go with the group The Moments because they had two lead singers. They had Billy Brown, who sang Love on the Two-Way Streets.
Oh, yeah.
And Not on the Outside. And then you have Harry Ray, who sang, and I think he was referring to you, Come on, sexy mama, you're just the way I want you to be.
So awesome singing going on in the studio, but we can see you live this weekend.
Yes, Sunday, August the 4th at 6 p.m. at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center in Leimert Park. I call it Black Arts Village. We're going to be there. Delphonics are going to be closing the show, but we're going to...
yes, we're going to take you down memory lane.
Well, we got a cat from Vegas coming in, William Jordan Jr., who's going to do Enchantment. That was a bad brother, too.
Bad boy, yeah, but
still
he's natural and
natural
falsetto.
Yeah.
See, they got some guys that have natural voice.
Okay, we're not getting to top five because we're going to run out of time. But who's your favorite natural singer?
I would go first with Between Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson. Because I love Jackie Wilson, and I love Sam Cooke.
Yes.
That was my era.
And what about you, Brennan?
Sam Cooke is the mountain to me.
The
Sam
mountaintop.
Cooke could do no wrong with his voice. But then there are other great ones like Nat King Cole, Jackie.
And what about in today's era of the young singers or middle-aged singers?
I like Bruno Mars.
You like Bruno Mars?
I love Bruno Mars.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Anybody from this new gen that you like?
I really can't say I know. There's a guy named Joe that I'd heard.
Oh, Joe.
Joe has a nice voice.
Or is that pretty decent voice?
Yeah, I like Jaheim. I love Jaheim.
Really?
I mean, when you say new singers,
does Jaheim sound like Luther though?
Well, he can sound like Luther, and he can sound like Teddy. Jaheim has that. He to me could be an all-time great.
I can't believe you guys. Nobody said Stevie Wonder. I mean, I'm not a singer, but
you said new.
Not just because I used to work for him. No, I meant of all times. I meant of the all time.
That's why we stayed in the 90s.
Right.
Because of course we ain't gonna leave Stevie out.
No, Stevie.
And I just told you how much I love Peebo. I left him out, but we're talking about more recently.
When you say Stevie, you got to say Donny Hathaway because I think Donny might be Stevie's favorite.
Yeah, no denying.
Then you have Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, can't deny.
Oh man, you have so many, and then there's Rance Allen, a gospel singer, who I think.
Apparently, we're talking about male vocalists, by the way.
Oh yeah. But we got Aretha and Nina Simone.
Right. No, I mean it's all good. It makes sense. You guys are male singers, so.
Right.
So we have a show on Sunday,
4th.
which of course is a dinner and a show.
Right.
You really got a lot going on over there at Barbara Morrison.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on.
I'm in partnership over there with Tim, who took over for Barbara Morrison after she passed away. We have a project that we want to raise $25 million for an endowment to codify the arts, black art, to make sure that young artists can come up in an environment where they can perform like he did at the Apollo Theater.
Oh, yeah. Tell me that story before we run out of time about you at the Apollo.
Real quickly, I went up there to sing, and it was so nervous for me. I came in second, but I was against somebody who was an extraordinary singer, and it was a good experience.
I mean, that was when they would like literally take you with a hook and take you off the stage if the audience didn't like you.
I've seen it happen, but I've never in my life sounded that bad. I've never in my life. Normally, what happens? You have people that sometimes they go flat.
Right.
That will do it, or they're trying to hit notes that are too high.
Right.
Okay. What's the name of that group that the girl redid this Delphonics song? They said, "Ready or Not." Here.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill. She was on there, and they were booing her, and she kept singing.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, that's because she's from Newark, and people from Newark don't care if you boo at them; they'll beat you up.
She just kept singing.
So the Bob Morrison thing we're doing is called Legendary Nights. We do it once a month or once every other month, and it's a series that involves young people from my program who are trained in the arts, trained in how to serve and be waiters, trained in set design and audio technology, etc. So it's really about those young folks coming up, in addition to what we do. And we're supporting the older musicians. So it's just something that I think is worthy of our time and our investment. And the dinner experience is one that you often won't get in our community. So we want to bring that experience. And, we do these dinner shows all the time. We were up in Yoshi's in San Francisco, or Oakland.
That's a legendary jazz club.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're bringing that experience here to the community. So we want everybody to come out. August the 4th, 6 o'clock, Barbara Morrison Theater. Yeah.
Well, it's really been fun having you guys in the studio and talking with the Delphonics. What do you... the Delphonic experience
featuring Norman
Carter. What do you want people, Mr. Carter, to remember or know about the Delphonics that we maybe don't?
They were a group that came out of Philadelphia in the middle 60s. They had their own style. That's one of the main reasons why people are attracted to them. Very unique tenor in Mr. William Hart, who wrote most of the songs. They were just a very different kind of group, but they were real, real good at what they did.
Yeah, Brandon.
And I want to say there was a decency to their lyrics, not only them, but many of the artists of that time. I looked at the BET Awards not too long ago, and I'm not going to trash the whole thing, but it was shameful.
A lot of people were trashing the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of it was shameful.
But I mean, is that a puritanical take?
No, because I'm not puritanical at all.
I know, but I mean, we had Millie Jackson now. We have Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, then we had Megan Thee Stallion now. It's different.
But it was over the top. Too many people doing the same thing. And I think we can do better than that. I know we can do better than that. When Lauryn Hill came on, it was almost like they were being taught a lesson. That's the way I felt when Lauryn Hill came on.
This is how you do it. Want to add to that, Mr. Carter?
Well, you know, I heard a DJ said years ago that music is generational, and every generation have their own music. And that's what it is, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Hip-hop and rap is not for me. I got a son that's 25. That's his generation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are keeping the Delphonics alive. I'm glad to know that torch was passed officially to you by the writer of those great hits. And what an amazing feat to have created songs in the 1960s that people still know. You know, Miles Lowe, still in his 20s, singing along to the lyrics. That says a lot. So,
in closing, Smokey Robinson said, I want to write a song that 50 years from now, people are still listening to it. I think he's done that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he has, yeah.
Ooh, baby, baby, tracks on my chair.
Yeah. Cruising. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for gracing Leimert Park with your music. We got to go. Tavis Smiley is up next. I like to leave us with a quote. Today I'm quoting my own dad, Amiri Baraka, a.k.a. Leroy Jones, because he says, art is whatever makes you proud to be human. I'm Dominique DiPrima. Don't forget to tap in on all the social media at KBLA 1580. I am at DiPrima Radio. I love to argue with you. And let's check out the ink spots. Bill Kinney, that's our homework assignment for today. History is now, and we are making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.